Assalamualaikum teman-teman. Today's video is gonna be a bit different. Usually we share a lot of informative videos about Germany, about Turkish culture, but today's video is gonna be a bit personal because people been asking
how we met.
Exactly. As you know that I'm from Indonesia and he's from Turkey and we live in Germany. Like how come?
Exactly, yeah. So the concept is usually not like this, as you know from our previous videos. We wanna be as informative as we can, like about language, about culture, about food, life in Europe. We don't wanna share always personal things so that you guys profit from it. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and let's start. So guys, we met roughly 2 years ago. I was in Germany at the time, and then Socha was in Indonesia. And you already applied for a German course. I already was speaking German language and I wanted to improve my English a bit. That's why I was like looking for people to practice. And then we met on a language web to exchange our language knowledge, because Socha wanted to learn German and I wanted to practice my English. And then we started knowing each other. We started to chat, and then the more we talk to each other, the more we realize we have a lot of things in common. And then I asked you to ask your family that I want to know them also. If it is possible, then I want to come to Indonesia.
Yeah, exactly. And then I asked my family, I asked my parents, and they rejected because I had different goal and it was already planned, everything. It was a bit surprising for my family. It was a bit sudden, and that's why they rejected at that time.
Yeah, after that,
you contacted my father.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I asked for his number, and then I texted him and saying that I want to come to Indonesia. I just want to know you. Maybe you would know me. He said, we need to talk about this in the family. After like discussing a bit, like I think 3-4 days later, your father sent me a message and he said, yeah, we want to know you in person. I decided to come to Indonesia. I started looking for flight tickets, and then after 2-3 months, around roughly 3 months, I came to Indonesia. We met in the airport.
Yeah, my family and we picked you up.
Exactly, yeah, they picked me up from the family. It was a very exciting moment because like first time you see each other, and then the environment is like very different, because like as you see from our videos, you know, the life here in Europe, in Turkey, is totally different than in Indonesia. And then everything around me was so different. I was observing all the time, and at the same time like new people, new environment, you know, interesting.
The weather even.
Exactly, the weather. So it was very humid and very hot. It was very interesting experience for me. So seeing Indonesia, like it's like another world. Really, like the term does match very well. It's like another world, totally. Like the plants, the trees, you know, people,
street food everywhere.
Street food, yeah, that's so colorful. I enjoyed it, but at the same time I was like having, you know, like jet lag, and then also, you know, that kind of things. So after that we went to your hometown, and then I stayed in a hotel, and we started knowing each other a bit more, like your family, your father, your mother, your brother. And then
we decided to make marriage proposal, right?
Exactly, yeah, we decided to make marriage proposal. But the situation is like, imagine from Tokyo, from Germany to there, like the flight takes even 1 day, you know. So that was the problem. I could not ask my parent to come because, you know, a lot of effort.
The marriage proposal was via online, via video call.
My brother, sister.
Yeah, brother, sister, his siblings with his parents. Actually, that was my first time seeing your family too.
In Turkish culture, it's usually like this. The father proposes. He says, with allowance from Allah and Prophet, I propose your daughter. My father told to
my father.
Yeah, your father, yeah. And then they said yes. I stayed around 2 weeks in total, I think. Then I needed to leave because I needed to work. I saw a lot of places in your neighborhood and also Surabaya. And then I came back to Germany.
So we discussed a lot about the marriage procedure. and we try to figure out actually like how is it in Indonesia, how is it in Germany, which one is possible for us, which one is easier, because at the time it was not clear yet. At the end we decided to marry in Germany because a lot of reasons.
So there was a lot of options actually. We can make another separate video about this because it was very challenging, like gathering all documents and then
exactly, especially visa,
applying for visa, and then like it took in total I think 8-9 months, but 3-4 months we try to decide which way should we go. You know, like when you marry in Germany you can come with visa to Germany, but you need to get a visa. When you marry in Indonesia you need to have a family reunion visa. All of them are actually complicated, but like we chose to apply marrying here
in Germany. Exactly, and it was really challenging because I needed to make different visa for me and my family because they came to Germany too.
Exactly, yeah. So you came with marriage visa and then they came
with Schengen visa.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for tourists.
This whole procedure took around 6 months, and then after 6 months, finally, like
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I think 7 maybe. I don't know. The deadline you got the visa the last 2 weeks for the deadline.
Oh, exactly.
Like it was very sudden. Very sudden, and then as soon as you got the visa, then we bought flight ticket and then the wedding. I arranged like a month before the wedding, tried to organize everything, but it wasn't clear whether you're gonna come. So
like, can you imagine, guys, how difficult it is? Because can you imagine in Indonesia, it's hard already for you to plan your wedding. You know, the catering, you know, the food, the guests, the invitations, everything. You need to prepare at least like months before that. But for us, it's like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Only in 2 weeks, and everything needs to be clear. And my parents gonna come too. So hectic.
But we did it finally. So really a week before I started like arranging everything and sending invitation to my friends. Finally you came, and then a day after, 2 days after you came to Germany, your parents came. We did the wedding, like everything AKHIRNYA in a week. I picked you up from the airport.
With your family?
Exactly, with my sister, kids. How was your first experience?
In Germany?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The first time I came to Germany was like, you know, my first impression, I really felt like I was in Jakarta, actually, because like, you know, in city, and I was in the car and like a lot of high buildings, you know, it's kind of the same. When we went through the highway, and then I realized, oh, all of the places, and I don't know how to read them. And then I realized I'm not in Indonesia. For the first day, everything was alright, but then after several days, I realized, oh, it's very cold here. And even though it was summer,
we had to finish everything in a week, because the problem is like Abba and Mama, your parents, they had only 1 week visa, and they bought already return ticket.
Exactly.
And I applied for holiday from my company. At first I canceled it, and then you got the visa, then I applied again. And I arranged everything, like invitation, wedding ceremony, the AKHIRNYA.
So we did AKHIRNYA twice. That was really interesting because first one was Turkish culture, Turkish style AKHIRNYA, which is there is imam, there is
like witnesses.
There are some witnesses and from my family and his family, and the one who does the AKHIRNYA is actually the imam, right? You know, in Indonesia we do it like this. You know, the father is like, I give you my daughter. Those kind of things.
Generally, AKHIRNYA is very big event in Indonesia.
Exactly.
Like the most important event for the wedding. In Turkey, of course, it's important. People do it, but it's not like the celebrity is not very big. It's like the couple's parent, they join, or like some witnesses, maybe 10 people join often.
I think it's different because in Indonesia, it's like they try to do it at once, you know, the AKHIRNYA and also the wedding in the same day.
Yeah, in Turkey, some people, they do when they engage even couple of months before the wedding, so that
AKHIRNYA?
Yeah, AKHIRNYA. Because after AKHIRNYA, you are in a religion, you are married, and there is no problem like with talking. And then official wedding, the wedding ceremony.
I was surprised. The guests were a lot. Since it was like very sudden, I prepared myself mentally like, okay, nobody's gonna come, probably only 10 or 20 people. And I was really ready about it because that's kind of consequences of our
but I have
decision.
I have got very good friends here, like Turkish friends, like some German friends. They
A
helped
lot.
me a lot.
A lot of people,
Nice.
and they keep going and come again, come again. It was like, oh, it was happy moment, definitely.
After that, this was the last ceremony, and then Ab and Mama, your parents, they 2 days after the wedding, they went back to Indonesia.
And also my brother.
Yeah, exactly. Your brother Gulam.
And that was their first time too, first experience too to go abroad. First time and literally Germany.
So this is all, I think, briefly about our story.
Yeah, I hope you can know us a little bit more so that when you watch our videos, you don't feel like
Who are
stranger.
these? Yeah.
So at least
Let us know if you want to know something like about Europe, Muslim life here, about the culture, language. Hope to see you again, inshallah. And sampai
Assalamualaikum.
jumpa. Assalamualaikum.